It's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another Kicking It session, guys. And today I'm doing actually a campaign where I allowed any of the Webbot chat room members on Telegram to just come on, give a kind of a year-end review, share their thoughts, their feelings, all that good stuff. Just normal people that are in the crypto space. And today I have Crypto Queen from the Webbot rooms. What's going on, Crypto Queen?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. So tell me a little bit about, how you even, give me some background about your professional career, and then kind of lead us into how did you find cryptocurrencies? Give us kind of your first story and your foray into cryptocurrencies.
So my background is in medical sales. Is mainly the main thing that I'm in right now.
Okay.
And about, let's see, when was this? So it's 2018. About 2 years ago in August of 2016. It was more like May of 2016. I started researching, I've been always a big researcher, listen to lots of different videos throughout the day because I drive a lot, right?
Okay.
So I drive a lot and I am on the road a lot. And so I see, let me see what's going on with this phone. Medical sales, I've been in management. I've been a national inside sales manager for a homeopathic German company. I've done lots of different stuff. And so, like I said, about 2 years ago in May, I started listening to David Seaman. He was talking about Bitcoin. So I started listening to him at that time, and I started researching my own thing, and I bought my first Bitcoins in September of 2016. So there we go, we got in. And then I just kept researching. I came across JSNIP4, and then I came across some other people who were talking about crypto, right? And they're talking about this being the future. And I totally believe that because my degree's in economics.
Oh, okay. We've got a lot. We've got a lot to talk about then.
We got a lot to talk about, right? And so, I've got pre-med and economics and business background, and so I figured, we all know central banks. If you do your research, the central bank does not last that long. We know that it has to transition to something else, or they create a whole new system or something. And this just made a lot of sense that this is what it would be because everything is electronic. Everybody freaks out that our money is going to be controlled if we're all on crypto. Well, hell, our money's controlled now, right?
Yes.
How often do people have cash? I don't, not very often at all, other than when I travel for tips or to pay my babysitter, Other than that, I don't have cash at all. It's all on a little card.
Right. So all the precious metals, guys and gals back earlier in the when kind of crypto, well, at least when I started getting into crypto, they would always say that, what if the power went out, you can't hold? Well, listen, most of us, like as you've stated, we don't have any cash on us anyway.
No.
So if the power goes out, we're just out of luck, period. It's more about guns and butter at that point.
That's right. And you better have some of all.
Right. Right.
And you should have some precious metals as well.
Absolutely.
Everybody should.
Absolutely.
You have to have as many options to give yourself as many opportunities to succeed should the shit hit the fan. Pardon my French, you can edit that out.
No, you're fine.
And, it's just about preparation. And so, about a year ago, this month, right? December is like when the all-time highs were going on. Everybody is on a total euphoria. I know I was researching hours a day, going to bed 2 and 3 in the morning, getting right back up at 8. And oh my God, it was so exhausting.
Yeah.
And, it was a lot of fun. Everybody was totally high. Everybody was on the high of cryptos. And of course, a lot of people got in at that time, which, ouch. I just feel bad for them.
And so let me ask you this, during that period, like 2017, let's just say July going into December, how many family members did you get into cryptos? That's what hurts. Oh my
goodness gracious.
That's what hurts the most.
I got into it. I got my brothers into it. I got my brother-in-law. I got my besties, right? Everybody. When we were going into the highs, right? And so I told people though, take some profits, take some money out. And I did too, but I did not take out as much as I would have liked.
Well,
and
you never do. You never take out as much as as you would like, because if you did, that would probably mean you thought the whole game was over. You thought the run was over. But you're right. Yeah, you always fade into the rally. That's what you fade out. You scale out of your positions into the rally. That's how you do, because no one knows the top. The ones that called the top at 20,000 were just lucky, in my opinion. Someone has to be at the top, right? So.
Yep. And so, lessons learned, mistakes made, right? Didn't take out as much as I would have liked. Again, all the indicators and everything that we were talking about, all the people that we were listening to, all the analysts, and that's why I said when you and I were talking offline, we're wrong, right? We had the big dip down in January, which seems to be cyclical and part of natural market. So we figured, we're going to have a little bit of a lull, blah, 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 blah. And then, everybody's saying we're going to get back up to new highs in March, come April, blah, 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 blah. Didn't happen. And then, now it's June. Nope, didn't happen. And now it's, October, September, November, December. I don't know about you, but I don't think anything's happened.
No, nothing happened. And, it's funny because you have an economics background, so how market behavior and market psychology is. The majority of the people don't know they're in a bull or bear market until we're well into a bear market, right?
Well into
it,
Yep. And you see, and a lot of us saw it coming, but some of it, was a surprise. I did not see it go back as low as it has. But again, if you look at market cycles also, it's not like Bitcoin hasn't retraced more than 90% in its past, in its history. That's not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This has happened before.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about it. Am I happy? No. A lot of plans are on hold. Money invested in crypto is just sitting there waiting for our next moves. And it'd be nice, to get a good run going. So, so plans can start going.
So I know you've been in how long have you been in the Webbot rooms? You've been in there for quite a while.
Yeah, since they started. I don't comment a lot.
I've seen you in there though. Yeah, I've seen. Yeah. So let's talk about the sentiment in there. Like, remember height of the markets? The height of the markets. Everyone's friendly. We're all family. It was just crazy, right?
Right.
So, why do you think as humans we behave that way? Like, when we have money in our pockets, we become, and then some of us though became a different person or our true selves. But for the most part, it was a friendly, very loving environment, a very active environment. People, if you stepped away from the Webbot room for 5 hours, you had missed 150 plus messages.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah. At the height of it, I would go to, like I said, I'd go to sleep at 1 or 2 in the morning, be talking with all the guys in Europe and in the rooms and stuff like that. And, talking about different trends or what they saw coming or what news was coming out there and so on and so forth. I was doing so much work in crypto at that time. It's crazy. In fact, going into Christmas last year, I was absolutely exhausted. And everybody was totally friendly. And you're right. By the time I'd wake up in the morning, easily 1,000, 2,000 messages.
Yep.
I'm like, good Lord.
Yep.
Trying to catch up. And now it's not that much. But at the end of the day, everybody reacts to stress differently. Right.
Absolutely.
And depending on how much you have invested and how much you have leveraged yourself, because people have, is how you're going to behave. And anything else going on in your life, health, family, anything else will just compound that effect.
Absolutely.
And so when feelings of elation are going on, it helps everybody else feel good, even if you have other stressors going on in your life and your personal family and so on and so forth. But now, I think a lot of us, and, I'll just speak for myself, is a lot of our dreams got squashed a little bit. You had a lot of plans. I wanted to start a foundation to help pay people for alternative health treatments. I wanted to do a lot of different things, create an organic farm, on and on and on. All of that stuff is on hold, right? And so when people have their hope dashed, I think that's when you start to get a lot of the nasty behavior, and people need to figure out a way to recenter, reground, and figure out what they need to do next.
Right. Those are good words. That's very true. And I think we'll get back there at some point. I just feel like, because I've seen bear markets in cryptos before. I said at the beginning of 2018 that this felt like 2014 again. And
exactly.
It's going to be
I felt the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, going back and looking at the charts, I'm like, oof. I'm like, here we go, 2014 again, quite possibly.
Absolutely. And so now it's going to be a long tail. I don't think it's going to be just right back up to all-time highs in 2019. No. But that's fine, because that gives people the chance first to wash out all of the garbage that's in the space, and
Agreed.
then be able to build a base, right, for us to possibly those who got hurt. I don't know if those individuals will be back, unfortunately. If they are, they're going to get back at the wrong time. They're going to get back in at the next all-time high. Yeah.
It's just 19,000, 18,000 Bitcoin. I'm like, oh, good Lord. And I would tell people, do not buy. I'm like, right now is the time to be selling. If you're going to be doing anything, sit on the sidelines with some dry powder.
Crypto Queen, I was so shocked to see us go from 6,000 to 10,000, blow right past 10,000 to 13,000, and then blew right up to I was shocked. I was blown away.
I was shocked, completely shocked. But I was also afraid too, because as with all markets, you know this, it's like if it shoots up that high that quickly, the retracement is brutal.
Yep.
When it does happen,
it falls faster than
and we saw it, and we're feeling it, and we're like, oof, But the positive thing about it too, I mean, 2 years ago when I bought my first Bitcoins, I bought them at about $600.
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin right now is over 3,000.
Right. I did a video the other day stating that same fact, that if a lot of the naysayers, and I love my guy Peter Schiff, but gosh, this guy.
Oh, I know, Peter. Oh my God, he has some really good economic things to say.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to
brightest.
Bitcoin and cryptos, oh my goodness gracious, it's like, Peter, put a sock in it. Just shut up.
So Peter he likes to frame his argument in a way, so he'll take just 2018, right, in cryptos, and compare it to gold. But if you look at cryptos, even just go back even 2 years, that's it.
2 years.
It outperforms any asset class that I've ever seen.
Yeah, just add in another year. And they know that, if you're going to do technical analysis for that long a period, you need to add another year or 2 years, up to 5, to really see any trends. So he's being unfair when he's only comparing 1 year. I mean, good Lord. Yeah, sure. Obviously, against gold, it's can't be much. 2018, for crying out loud.
Right.
But add in another year.
Different picture. Absolutely. Different story. And add in another year to that, it's just not even. Not
even in the ballpark, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, it's like, all right, everybody just calm down.
So here's a question for you. You're economics, you're fully into that and having a degree in that. What about this whole, and I've posed this question, and I actually posed it to Charlie Lee of Litecoin. And when I saw him out at the World CryptoCon in Vegas, I asked him, Is Litecoin and other cryptocurrency like it going to actually be used in day-to-day transactions to buy and sell things? And the reason I ask is because we know that cryptocurrencies are deflationary in nature. A good money, to me, or I should say currency, a good currency is one that to me is either has no inflation or deflation, or is inflationary, because we really don't want to. Money is not an investment, right? So, or currency isn't an investment. So, should we look at Bitcoin, Litecoin, any of these cryptocurrencies, not the tokens and like Ethereum and EOS and stuff, should we look at those as investment digital assets or currencies?
I think those are, to be quite honest, and again, this is just my opinion. Okay. I think that the day-to-day currency transaction, small transaction, teeny tiny, like I use like I said, my credit card for everything, right? Mm-hmm. From small transactions to large transactions. We haven't seen that yet. I don't think it may be invented now, but it has not come into the actual consciousness in terms of availability, acceptability, and utility. Mm-hmm. So honestly, I tend to be more on the side of Clif High, mm-hmm. when he thinks that Bitcoin is going to be the big daddy, the one that's going to settle, international settlements, sovereign deals, big transactions. Okay. And I can totally see that. Litecoin, I could see that as more day-to-day transactions, maybe car purchases, stuff like that, bigger too. But right now, as far as the day-to-day stuff, I don't know. I don't see it yet. We're not
because
there yet.
It's still, I think the market is still looking at it as a speculative asset. So why would we spend a Bitcoin and not replace it, is what I'm saying. Spend a Bitcoin on a pair of shoes or a purse or whatever. And we know it's going to cost, it's going to be, we're going to look back like the alpaca sock guy or the pizza guy and say, man, I spent $10,000 on on a pair of shoes, and in 3 years you'll look back. So yeah, I don't think we're there yet. I don't know if it's been invented yet, but I don't think we're there yet. Honestly, I think that we're still in the experimental phase. Absolutely.
Where we're trying to figure out what's going to rise to the top, what's going to be used for what, and all of that is in creation as we speak.
Yeah, I agree. So what are your expectations for the future, for 2019? Let me know kind of what your favorite projects are, and what you're most excited about, really.
Right now, I'm more into utility stuff. Things that have a good plan beneath them, even if they're worth very little right now. One of the things I was really into was Populous and PayPi, because of the credit lending and the business need for money. That's, even if they do not succeed in the future, we will still need that type of technology in the future. Expectations for 2019, my goodness. I'm hoping to just find pockets of opportunity. Right now is a great opportunity in my mind to be purchasing many of these tokens at bottom of the barrel prices, and then of course find pockets throughout 2019 to turn a little bit of profit with maybe some of the tokens or coins that I don't think are going to make it, or that I don't see as part of my long range portfolio. Another project that I really like is Veritasium. Love Veritasium. I love Neo. Some of the bigger guys I think are the ones that are going to survive.
Okay, cool. So what about Bitcoin? The Big Daddy is do you see?
Big Daddy is going to be there. I think it'll continue to go through many different iterations, and,
right?
Different forkings and stuff.
How do you feel about Lightning Network though? I don't personally.
I love Litecoin. I love Charlie Lee. I think he's fantastic. I don't know where that's at right now and what he's really going to be doing. So again, in all of this, it's more of a wait and see attitude. Keep an eye of kind of what's going on. Watch your program, watch a couple of other people that I watch in the crypto space, read a few articles, and kind of get the pulse of what's going on. The big thing that we know is rumbling, and Peter Schiff will tell us this, and this is where he really excels, is the major markets, the stock market, the federal, the Fed, and all this going on in the United States. There's all kinds of rumbling there, and their continual raising of rates is going to cause destabilization. Period. End of story. It's coming, right?
Yep.
It's coming.
So, you're speaking about that, and I wanted to actually, that's a perfect segue. Today, FOMC, in about an hour and a half, I think, we'll have a decision on if Mr. Powell is going to raise interest rates. Do you think?
Interesting.
Do you think that they're going to raise another quarter basis point today?
they may give us relief in December, because a lot of heat that has been on them, that they're raising too much, they're raising too high, so on and so forth. So if they don't raise now, they will raise next time.
Okay. How do you feel about Trump and his I think this is like unprecedented behavior from a president to be so vocal about the Federal Reserve. I personally like it.
I like it too.
I think this is a new I think this is a new era, and I mean I love it. But how do you think that will affect the Fed? And CNBC likes to act like the Fed is so independent and they don't pay attention to.
Give me a break.
Come
on. I mean, I think they like to perpetuate that myth to keep us blind, to gaslight us, right? Blow smoke up, what?
Yeah.
But pay attention, right? Start doing a little research. Who controls the Fed? The Fed has nothing to do with the United States. It's not owned by the United States. Does not issue money on direction of the United States. It's not part of the United
private
States
entity.
Federal. It's not, independent. Give me a break. The thing with Trump talking a lot about the Fed and putting it out in the forefront, I think makes people start questioning and start wondering, well, what is this Fed thing, and why is he raising such a scuttlebutt about it? At least people who may or may not like him so much. Of course, the haters are going to hate and going to continue to dig their heels in and maybe stick their head in the sand. But even those people are starting to wake up and they're like, you know what? He's right. Why are they raising rates so much? What does raising rates cause? What is the cause and effect of this action versus that action? And, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't have the background or the education or the desire. Honestly, I think it's a desire, because I teach myself all kinds of stuff on YouTube. And if you have the desire, you can figure it out, and you can start to see that certain behaviors cause certain actions. And the continual raising of the rates causes major destabilization. And I do think that either that's going to usher more money into cryptos as more destabilization happens, as we saw in 2016. The whole thing with Trump getting elected, it was very destabilizing, right? It freaked people out. And I think that really contributed to the markets going down a little bit, and then cryptos getting really hot, and vice versa. As things have stabilized, now that Trump, they're living with him, and they're hearing him, doing policy every day, and it's not that big a deal, right? The whole Russia thing is really distracting to some people. But yeah, pay attention to that Fed, pay attention to what's going on there, and definitely watch out for increasing rates.
Yeah, increasing rates. And me personally, Crypto Queen, I think that they have to increase rates to give them room to decrease rates at some point in the near future, because they painted themselves into a corner, right? Completely
painted themselves in a corner with having rates that were so low for so long.
Right.
And I think that the increasing of rates too is trying to hold down inflation. It's going on. Pay attention. Again, people pay attention. Go to your store, your grocery store. You're paying the same amount of money for less product. Everywhere.
Yeah, it's called shrinkflation. Or no, shrinkflation if it's right.
Yeah, shrinkflation.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. No, it's going on. And I think that is part of why they're raising rates, is trying desperately to stabilize that hyperinflationary action. But we'll see.
I swear, I go to the grocery store, buy a bag of chips, and the bag is a third full of chips.
Yes. Yep.
It's 2/3 empty.
Such a ripoff.
Same price, 2/3 empty. Air.
Yep.
I'm buying air. It's just ridiculous.
You're buying air. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So yeah, I agree with you. And the Feds, they are acting as though inflation is only at 2%. We know that it's well above that. And as you stated, they've got to increase rates right now, I think, to try to bring it down or slow it down, the inflation that is, and eventually higher interest rates with all that debt, it's going to cause more issues, and so then they'll have to start reducing and cutting rates. So it's just a sad situation. I think it'll be a great a great escape for new money to come into the cryptocurrency markets at some point.
Yeah, I think they're going to transition us over. I just don't know exactly what that's going to look like just yet. But again, keep an eye on it. Watch out, read, pay attention. There are some things going on that are a little interesting, more on the conspiratorial side, but pay attention, definitely. Actions mean a lot. Don't pay attention so much to the words. The words are, just flattery and fluffery. Pay attention to the action. Yeah.
Absolutely agree, 100%. So, any last words, Crypto Queen, for the audience?
No, it's great to talk to you. I haven't talked to you, it seems like, in the entire year. It's been a great year in many ways, and so it's just good to hang out with you and talk. And especially it's a little calm right now. I think we do have a storm coming. Hopefully a little bit of a increase in our cryptos. But we'll see.
All right. And where can the audience find you?
You can find me on Twitter at NMCryptoQueen. You can also visit my wellness website at 3xwellness.com. And you can find me there.
Sweet. Well, again, thank you, Crypto Queen, for joining me today on another Kicking It session with Crypto Blood. We'll check you guys later. Holla.